Under the lights, speaking of facts, double the price, yeah. Under the lights, we covering sports, whatever you like, yeah. Home runs in the park, touchdowns in the end zone. Knockouts in the ring, buzzer beater for the win, go hard or go home. Find out who you are when you under the lights. That pressure made a star right there. Under the lights, you looking for the best, tune in to Under the Lights. Yeah, yeah, Under the Lights.
Yeah. And we back. Week 2 NFL is over and done with. We got Monday night games tonight, and we moving on to week 3. We are your host. I'm Big Mike, and that's Jordan. What's up, boy? How you doing, my guy?
I'm good. Ready to go. Ready to roll, man. Ready to roll.
Ready to get this. Yeah, let's get this thing started, man. Let's go ahead, jump right into it. For the viewers right now, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button so you could be up to date with all things under the lights. That way, anytime we drop something, you will know about it and you can stay up to date with us. You understand? But let's go ahead, jump right into it. We all happy that NFL football is back, and we just got through with the Sunday games on week 2. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start with the Eagles and the Chiefs right now. My Eagles start the season 2-0 with a 20-17 victory over the Kansas City Chiefs. What was your takeaway from that game? Listen, I'm not going to waste no time. This was a defensive game from the beginning. We talking about a 20-17 ball game in which I feel could have been 27 points on our end. We had a drive that we was rolling. You know what I mean? I mentioned it was the defensive game, but we had a drive that we was rolling, and what happens? Third down, holding call, takes us out of a 3rd and short to a 3rd and long. We don't get to convert that. Got to end up with a field goal. But like I said, it was a defensive game all game. No crazy passing yards. You look at Jalen Hurts, he's 15 or 22 for just 101 yards. And what they was doing in KC, they was playing a soft shell. Soft shell, we're not giving you nothing deep. We're going to make you beat us with everything up underneath, or whatever we give you, you better take that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Spags is great at what he does on defense. Spag is a 4-time Super Bowl winning defensive play calling, defensive coordinating coach. You know what I mean? So he's great at what he does, and he's going against our rookie offensive coordinator, and it's made it tough for him. You know what I mean? I feel like Kevin Patullo, with the rookie coordinator being his first year, is real tough for him, especially when you go back to last week when they played against the Dallas Cowboys. They made a conscious effort to take away AJ and Devontae Smith. That was the game plan, and it worked, and it made us beat you with the other things that we had, and we had to do that yesterday as well, along with defense. But with them taking those guys away, that's where Dallas Goedert came in there. Week 1 has 7 catches for 44 yards. Johan Dotson gave us 51-yard big play down the field when it was needed the most. But in this game, we didn't have Dallas Goedert, so we had to beat them in different ways. Obviously, we had to play good on defense. We had 2 sacks. Heavy pressure, like blitzed them like a dozen or more times after blitzing the Chiefs 0 times in the Super Bowl, if you remember. You know what I'm saying? So we had to bring that consistent pressure. Held them to 17 points, under 300 yards for the evening. You know what I mean? On their offense. Only thing I didn't really like about the defense was that we allowed Mahomes to get a bunch of rushing yards. He had 66 rushing yards on the day. It was more than that, but he got sacked. So, you know, that takes away from his yards or whatever the case may be. But I always felt like, I know you want to get there with 4. I know you want to get there with 4 and drop 7. It makes it difficult on the opposing offense. That's cool, but he's running. He's out of there. You know what I mean? When you got a defense and they backs is turned and the linebackers is upfield playing coverage and things like that, you don't have to be the fastest in the world. You could take off and run. Pat Mahomes is not Tom Brady speed or motherfucking Peyton Manning type speed. He can run and he can move. And if you're going to turn your backs to him, keep doing that, he will run. I think that's what was giving the Kansas City Chiefs more life. It was giving the Kansas City Chiefs more life. You know what I mean? Speaking of the defense, because after that, without those 66 yards and them big runs that he had, KC was getting nothing. They was getting nothing. You know what I mean? Andrew Makuba, our rookie safety. Let me tell you something. That boy a dog. He made his presence felt yesterday in that game. We talking about a big-time 3rd down stop, big-time rookie, an interception, a big-time interception on the play. that would have resulted in a touchdown maybe, unless Travis Kelce would have ran him over in the end zone, and he probably would have because he's much bigger, you know what I'm saying? But he bobbled the ball. Andrew McCougar picked it off. He also had a sack on the season. A sack on the game. Andrew McCougar, even at Texas, was always around the ball, bro. I dare you to go back and look at Andrew McCougar highlights when he was at Texas. He's that guy that's just always around the ball, whether it be via fumble, tipped pass, or an interception. You know what I mean? He made a play week 1 against Dallas when he intercepted, you know what I'm saying, the pass or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So it's like he always around the ball. Only thing I didn't like about him is that he had a missed tackle against Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes is not a little guy. You're not going to hit Pat Mahomes like this, and you're a small corner, and you think you're going to run him over. It's not going to happen like that. You got to wrap him up, so he missed that tackle right there. That's the only issue I had with him. But I talked about being a defensive game and Jalen Hurts passing yards. We look at a guy like Pat Mahomes, who people view as the greatest quarterback ever, whatever, not in my eyes, but whatever. He had 187 yards passing, 16 to 29 from completion percentage, 16 to 29. Well, at the end of the game, with 3 minutes left, the man had a 50-yard bomb. He had a 50-yard bomb to Tyquan Thornton on that, and that was a bust play. On that 50-yard bomb, you got 2 receivers. One receiver ran a post, other receiver ran an out route. That play right there, you're not supposed to cross as DBs. You're supposed to pass each other off, and you stick with the man, because rubbing each other like that, that's how you get pick plays and shit like that. So it was a miscommunication. Tyquan Thornton was deep by himself downfield, and he got that 50-yard touchdown pass. So without that bust play, we're looking at 137 yards for Pat Mahomes after passing for 250-plus last week. You feel what I'm saying? But here's what I want to see. I want to see our new OC, Kevin Patullo, sooner than later, you know what I'm saying, come up with some better play calling for the Philadelphia Eagles to scheme guys open. Because what I think Spags did, not saying that he needs any assistance from anybody. You go look at week 1, take away Devontae, take away AJ, make that a conscious effort. I feel like he did the same thing. And this is not going to be the last time that the Philadelphia Eagles run up against a team that's going to want to take away your 2 best targets. You know what I'm saying? It's a copycat league, bro. So if it works, then the next team is going to do it. You feel what I'm saying? So you come up with some better shit that's going to get our guys open, and you can get some, because Jalen Hurts is back here like this. He had the time yesterday. It just ain't nobody open. You're playing the soft shell covers. Now you could zip it in there if you want to. You can force it in there if you want to, but that's not a smart thing to do. We're not doing that shit. So I'm going to want to see him come up with some better ways to get the ball out. You know what I'm saying? Better plays and things like that. Because like I said, this ain't going to be the last time. Let's find a way to knock them out of their game plan. If that's your game plan coming in, let's find a way to knock them out of that game plan. Let's find a way to discombobulate that team. You know what I'm saying? This is why it's important to have the same offensive coordinator year in, year out, if you're lucky to have that. You know what I mean? That way you could be on the same page. This is the kind of situation where, you got to stay ready to get ready. Well, now, with this guy, is he a rookie, play caller? We got to get ready. You know what I mean? And so I just think, that's what I would like to see. You know what I mean? It's the same team, same offense as last year, same offense, and we were scoring points. You know what I mean? Same offense. So we was 2-2 to start off last year, 2-0 now. I think we're going to have to get better on the offensive side of the ball. Once again, congrats to the defense. They held the Chiefs to under 300 yards passing. You feel what I'm saying? So, we're going to have to find better ways to win offensively, and not put it, on the defense like that. Just find better ways to call plays. We can win ugly, gritty, grimy football games. We did it all last year, and it pays that we won the Super Bowl. Because when I come out here and say now we won the Super Bowl, we won gritty, grimy, ugly, and sometimes pretty football games, and went on and won the Super Bowl. So I think, we're doing that now. With the first 2 weeks, most definitely won gritty, grimy football games, and the Chiefs defense is nothing to sneeze at. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I don't think they're the same power-wise offensively, but it is what it is. Defensively, they like that, you know what I mean? And it showed yesterday. So, when we can go out here and win the game, and You don't have AJ Devontae balling out. You know what I'm saying? Devontae did show up for us. He made a big time catch when it was needed the most. You know what I mean? It was an all out pressure blitz, and I knew what was about to happen. They wouldn't disguise it nothing. Zero blitz. When you got a man blitz like that, it's man to man on the outside. He threw the deep ball to Devontae Smith. He made a great play on the ball and allowed us to move forward with the game. You know, move the chains, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So just shout to the defense, shout to the offense for sticking it through. Saquon gave us 88 tough yards on the ground on 22 carries. It was like a sneaky 88 yards. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know. If you watch it again, you wouldn't be like, oh, he killing. You wouldn't think that. You know what I mean? But we needed every bit of those yards. So shout to the defense for holding it down. Shout to the offense, you know what I mean, for coming through and making plays when it was needed the most, even though it wasn't pretty. You know what I'm saying? And we just got to keep on getting better, bro. You know what I mean? And this is what I could tell. This is what I could tell from watching that game from beginning to end. The energy in Arrowhead was way different than we've ever had it before in Arrowhead when the Philadelphia Eagles come to town. You know what I mean? Like it was the energy was next level. You got Chris Jones, who's not really a shit talker. He talking a whole bunch of shit, more shit than I've ever seen him talk before. That's because he's still butthurt, you know what I mean, about that ass whooping, that Kunta Kinte slave ass beating, Rodney King South Central ass beating that we put on their ass in the Super Bowl, and they're still in their feelings. You know what I'm saying? Travis Kelce, I seen him live say, I'm sick of this shit. I'm pretty sure you've seen the replay by now. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit. That's what we doing to them. We frustrating them boys. You feel what I'm saying? So this was a revenge game for the Kansas City Chiefs. This was another day at the office for us, and we handle business. We own the Philly back home next week to play the Los Angeles Rams, and we trying to get better throughout the week. But I did like how the defense stepped up and played. I like how we made plays to win the game, but I just want us to find better ways offensively to go out here and get it done. We got the youngest defense in the league, and I feel like they're going to continue to get better. So hopefully it's like that on both sides of the ball. We can keep this thing rolling. That's my takeaway from the game right there.
Jeez. Okay. Yo. Oh my Lord. Yo. That was 10 minutes. But anyway, listen.
Was it 10 minutes? That wasn't no damn 10 minutes.
Yeah. I swear to God, it was 10 minutes.
Hey, time flies when you're having fun, man. Keep going.
Yeah. All right. No, but honestly, for me, my takeaway from this game had nothing to do with Philly. I had more of a takeaway of Kansas City's in trouble, man. Kansas City's in some serious trouble, and we spoke about this last season because last season they could have damn well been an 8-7 team or an 8-9 and something team. Like they were not a team where every single game they was out there getting it done right. It was more of a thing where kind of got some lucky breaks, or Mahomes at the end of games kind of got them to win, whatever it may be. There was they were getting the whistle. They was getting so for me right now, of course you have a few of their wide receiver weapons that is not there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Worthy and
I don't want
Rice.
to act like I don't want to make it seem like that won't make a difference. It might, but they've been doing this for over a year now. But yeah, it's been like this. How they've been predominantly being saved by their defense.
Yes,
their defense has been quite good, to be fair. And right now, they just have a bunch of guys out there that can't really make like great. Like Travis ain't the same player he was before. You know what I mean?
okay.
And I damn near would say Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I understand when he gets into the playoffs, he gets the job, that he gets to the bowl games and all this. I don't want to act like he don't or they don't.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But he hasn't been playing great, bro. We have to just be honest. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a bit worrying for me, man. That's a bit worrying. Because it ain't gonna get any easier for these dudes at the very moment.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? It ain't gonna get any easier, man. Because they got the Ravens, they got the Jags, and they got the Lions, man.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So it could be a situation, the Commanders, Bills, then Broncos, brother. And the way that the culture's going right now, Big Mike, I don't want to sit there and act like they're gonna be like 0-8, but let me tell you something.
Right.
It could be a situation where they're 2-3 games under 500, man.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
could be a
bro. Yeah.
situation like this if they don't get shit popping because I don't know, man. It's like usually, when I used to see Kansas City, right? You
Hmm.
see them how Andy Reid and them are scheming people open. How
Yeah.
players are just. It just looks like they just look like their offensive playbook is on a different type of level.
Yep.
I don't really see that right now. I don't see teams looking like they scared of the Chiefs. And don't get me wrong, they went 15, 16, and 1 last
Yeah.
year. But as I said, they were getting kind of lucky wins, man. They were
Yeah.
getting bailed out.
Hmm.
So and it's turned over into this season. So right now from this game, I'm taking away that the Chiefs are in some serious, serious, serious problems. I don't really have anything about Philly because because I was talking, what's his name, and I felt that you guys had a it was a rugged game. It was a tough game. It was like, and I thought that maybe the game would have changed if Kelsey did get into the end zone. You know what I mean? But in no shape or form, I felt that you guys were still in control of that game. I just
Hmm.
felt that you guys was in control of that game the whole way through.
Hmm.
Um and that you guys did that tush push about like 7, 8 times, bro. And that shit is like I don't know, bro. It's a weapon, bro. Because
It's,
anything short,
you know what that is? I'm gonna put it in basketball terms. That tush push is Shaq versus someone one on one trying to stop him from dunking.
mm,
We're Shaq,
yeah,
they're Chris Dudley. Okay, that's what we're doing to niggas. You know what I mean? And shout props to the Chiefs. You know what I mean? I think they were one of the teams that didn't want the tush push banned. I think they were one of them. You know what I'm saying? Including y'all, the Ravens. You know what I mean? So shout out to them for not bitching and complaining. You know what I'm saying? And getting through it.
yeah. I just felt there was a few calls that they didn't make when they were doing the tush push. I think when they
Mm-hmm.
were allowing the offensive lineman to get that they were going before something like they were going before the snap, which gives them a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of an advantage in those cases. And I think that you can miss calls, but if that's gonna happen, it's a bit tough right there. And I would say you have to make sure you get those calls right because you know what I mean. Like that's I think that gives them even more of an advantage if you're not if they're getting that extra step. Um, yeah, I don't really like that. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like that wasn't really called in
I'm
those
gonna tell you.
moments.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't give a damn about that. Their left tackle, Jawan Taylor, or is it right tackle, number 74, he's penalized a lot for holding, right? A lot for holding. He would be penalized a lot more for holding if he wasn't leaving early. I want you to understand something. When this was a topic in the NFL last season, when he was leaning before the snap, they trying to say that was okay. That's what they said. It was okay. When they go back. The Chiefs all last year, Jawan Taylor was leaving before the snap, a split second. I came out here with you, Antoine, and was like, when is that okay? When is it okay for him to be leaning back to get an early step? Since when was that? Because if I'm not mistaken, if me, you, Usain Bolt, and Michael Johnson about to go in a race, you know what I'm saying? And we on the track, and I take off right before that gun go off, is that not a disqualification? Is that not a warning? Another warning, and then a disqualification? So since I don't give a, I know what you're talking about, and I felt like they did move a little bit before that. They did, but I don't give a damn because they let Jawan Taylor get away with that bullshit all fucking season. So that's my answer to that.
Yeah, I mean, well, they need a call on both sides. I'm just saying they
They
just need to make
should.
sure they're getting the calls right, and because that's already a great get like that's already a great play that they have, and it makes it even more difficult to even stop when that happens. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's all that I had. But honestly, that's all the takeaway that I have from it is that I think that Kansas City's in some serious problems, and they
Yeah.
might, and it might be a situation. I'm not gonna sit there and maybe say they're not gonna make the playoffs, but damn it, I might goddamn say it. And if it's
Yo.
0-2 right now, I know it's early, huh? And it's bad early,
Yeah.
but sometimes you got takes, and you got to make some takes, and it might be a
Yeah.
wild take,
Yeah.
and it's not looking good, bro. It's not
Yeah.
looking good. I damn near they can be, and I bullshit you not, they can be 1-4 in week 5. They can be 1-4. So if that's the case, no, I'm being dead ass. and it really don't get any Colts, Cowboys, Texans, Chargers, bro, Bills, Cowboy. It don't look good. It don't look good. And they really gotta change. They gotta fix this. They gotta fix this, and it's not gonna get any better probably on the offensive side of the ball. You know what I'm saying, man? They don't really have any rush. They don't really have any rushing attacks. Who's they don't you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Pacheco, that's just another person.
yeah. Hey,
You know what I mean?
if right now when you got a team like the Chiefs, bro, that been on top for so long, you know what I'm saying, and they look vulnerable now. This is when you step on them. The Ravens, y'all got to step on these dudes. You feel what I'm saying? You got to step on them, bro. You can't let them come out here and have a low-scoring game, and they come out here because all they're going to do is, Pat Mahomes done it again. He did it again. They ain't going to say nothing about the defense holding them. It's going to be Pat Mahomes did it again. And it's going to be Lamar can't beat Pat Mahomes, even though it ain't Lamar. It ain't never quarterback versus quarterback. It's him versus the quarterback. Lamar versus the Chiefs defense and Pat versus the Ravens defense. It's never them going against each other, but that's what it's going to be. That's what the headline is going to be. So y'all got to step on these dudes, bro, because they are super duper vulnerable right now. Don't let Pat Mahomes get out there and pull some heroic shit. Don't do it. This is the time where everybody especially in the AFC, they got to step on them. The Bills got to step on them. The coach is playing good. They got to step on them. You feel what I'm saying? The Chargers already beat them on a neutral field. The Chargers already beat them on a neutral field. You feel me? So, I mean, this is the AFC West to me is no longer like for this season. It's like, oh yeah, they gonna win that. Oh, they gonna win that. So they got some deep digging to do for sure. But real quick before we move on, dog, you know what I mean? Do you how long should we still call Pat Mahomes the best quarterback in the league? Because remember I said it's been 2 years since he's been Pat Mahomes. 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Starting off, they're 0-2. Did he have a pedestrian game week 1? Nah. He have a pedestrian game, but you lost. You know what I mean? And a pedestrian game yesterday by his standards for sure. So if we go through another season of him having pedestrian year, you know what I'm saying? And the defense is the one that got him there. How much longer is he? You know what I mean? The best. It's because at some point in time, it's okay to give him respect for what he done. Still to this day, AFC Championship minimum every year. Super Bowl 5 times, 3-time winner. You know what I'm saying? But after 2 years of not getting nothing done offensively, like how you got your name, do we still say he's the best?
Yeah. So you see, in this one, okay. First, I don't think a quarterback. Are you a quarterback guy? Is wins a quarterback stat for you?
Wins?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. You got to win to be. You know what I mean? You got to win games. Your team got to be winning. You feel me?
Okay, so it's a part of it. So
Right,
he
part of it.
definitely does win games though. So that's what we can't sit there and say he don't win games. He does win games.
Yeah,
My thing
yeah,
is with Pat Mahomes is regular season. I think there's been players that's been playing better than him. I think we can both agree to that.
yeah,
But it's just that he's been beating those guys when it matters the most.
yeah.
And that's the kind of the only issue is that you kind of have a and it's not as if he plays like super pedestrian in the playoffs when he's
Right,
playing against those guys, right? So it's like
right.
that's the thing here. So when it's time for him to actually win, he still plays to that part, right? To that level that we expect him to.
Yeah,
But regular season, if we talk in regular season, he's 100% hasn't had the best regular seasons. And his regular seasons is different than most regular seasons, right? Because you've seen Pat Mahomes give 50 touchdowns and
for sure.
these
5
type of
times.
things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And if he's on like a 30 touchdown, 10 interceptions, you're kind of like, what's that, buddy?
Not really, because when you set the bar high, my nigga, you're not about to go ahead and pass for 5,050 touchdowns that year. That's just not normal.
100%. But you expect to
I
get
mean,
at least a 40. You expect to get like 28, 27, 10, 12 interceptions. That's not,
yeah.
that's like normal
So
QB. So for me, I would say I would still put him there. But I think this season, is the season that if he continues to play pedestrian and the defense is always going to be carrying them,
Yeah.
it like I'm gonna have Lamar, Jalen, Josh ahead of him.
Okay.
I'm not putting Burrow though,
Okay.
and we can talk about that later. But all right, yeah.
Okay.
So
All right. Sticking with the Eagles, man. So listen, we have beat the Kansas City Chiefs 3 times in a row. That's dating back to the 2023 season, the 23 season, and then the Super Bowl where we gave them a Kunta Kinte ass whooping. You know what I mean? And yesterday when we beat them in Arrowhead. And it's time for them to come. It's time for them to come to Philly, bro. It's time. And next time we play them, it's time to come to Philly. We always in KC. You know what I mean? But do you think the Eagles are the Chiefs' kryptonite? You know what I mean? Listen, I believe so. I'm sorry. Because every time we've played the Chiefs, dating back to 2021, they beat us 42-30. That was Jalen Hurts. I think that was his first year starting. Yep. And that's the year we went to the playoffs. We had Devontae Smith, rookie. You know what I mean? We had practice squad guys, and they beat us 42-30. You feel what I'm saying? But it's always, 23 and then the Super Bowl, you know what I mean? Always getting outplayed, you know what I mean, by Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? And we've beat these guys 3 straight times. Though the way they acted yesterday, you could tell by their emotion, they wanted this game so bad. I think they wanted this game more than they wanted the first game of the season against the Chargers, and they in the division. You know what I'm saying? They play with a different intensity in this game. They approached this game like motherfucking, like it was real war, all-out war, bro. It wasn't they didn't, in Brazil, their intensity was not the way it was. It wasn't that much chirping, like the fans were electric. The Chiefs, I said we own the Chiefs, and I'm saying that now because when we play them, like you said, we not that team that's scared of the Chiefs, bro. We look the Chiefs right in their motherfucking eye and say, what's up? What's good? What's happening? You know what I mean? All right, so you was Mike Tyson? All right, cool. We Lennox Lewis, nigga. We right here in your face. We Evander Holyfield. Pick one. We gonna beat your ass. We don't give it. We not them other teams that y'all beating niggas are scared of. You know what I mean? They look demoralized, bro. I never seen Travis Kelce on the side. I've seen Travis Kelce on the sideline be angry at something, but I've never, and obviously, maybe he said it before, maybe with another team, I don't know, but maybe not because they've had so much success within these recent years. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's never said this. I've never seen him say, I'm sick of this shit. Y'all have been the victors for years. And I think Travis Kelce feels right now that their window of that dominance is not doing this anymore. It's not doing this. It's not staying here. It's doing this. And after getting your ass beat like that in the Super Bowl, that's still on your brain. And then you come into this game right here with extremely high hopes. Understand, Jordan, these are champions. 3-time. And they back-to-back as well. Their mindsets is stuck on winning. For the last 6, 7, 8 years, it's been nothing short of AFC Championship game. Their mind is staying on greatness. All season long, you had to have 40. The final score was 40-22. It was. But real fans know, real Eagle fans know, when the starters went on the bench, it was 40-6. It was 40-22. But I promise you, 40-6 was on their brain. 34-0 was on their brain. All offseason from February all the way to now. Training camp, when they seen the schedule, I promise you they said, yes. I'm glad we got these motherfuckers early on. I'm ready. They wouldn't even want to wait till week 10. They want us now. And when it's like putting all your money on a bet. And you for sure know that team is going to go out there and win that game. But for some reason, they go out there and shit the motherfucking bed. And they don't get it done, all your money gone. I feel the Chiefs put all of their electricity into this game. And now the lights is out. And I feel like this is going to be, and they 0-2 for the first time in the Pat Mahomes era. How do they bounce back from that? With all of that weighing on them. Not saying that they can't. But when you got a team like us that walk into your building twice and then beat you on the biggest stage in a real deal, oh my God, a slave ass whooping. We got to be your kryptonite because we beat you without Devontae and AJ going off. And when those two are shut down or whatever how you want to call it, we look to Dallas Goedert. He's not there. He got a knee injury. He was out last game. He's going to be out for a few weeks. You feel me? It ain't like Greg Calcaterra and Kyle Granson are man beaters like that. They're not. Jalen Hurts had just over 100 yards, and y'all still didn't win the game. That's demoralizing. Yes, I think we their kryptonite. Yes, they know we don't fucking fear them like them AFC teams. We don't. We walk in their building, kick them in the fucking balls, in the face, wherever the foot lands. And that's what it is. And you take your ass home with this L 3 times in a row. So yes, we their kryptonite. What else is it? What else is it?
I'm gonna let you have that one. Yeah, I'm gonna let you have that one. You got it.
All right. You know what I mean? I just had to go ahead and put that out there, man. You feel what I'm saying? We're scared of them niggas, man. What Bernie Mac say? I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. That's what Bernie Mac say to them boys. You feel me? Now, obviously it's week 2. We sticking with the NFL. We NFL all day, baby. Joe Burrow got injured yesterday against the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's gonna have a toe injury. He's gonna miss 3 months after suffering, ligament damage in the toe as well. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to be out for a while. Can Jake Browning keep the Bengals playoff hopes alive? You know what I mean? Until Joe Burrow comes back. They 2-0 right now. In the last, 6 years? So they've been 1-11 in the first 2 weeks. We all know they always start off 0-2. For some reason, they start off 0-2. We see this. That's why, oh my God, and they still make it to the AFC Championship. That 1 year when they still went there twice, they make it a big deal because look at how we talking about KC falling into an 0-2 hole. You know what I'm saying? Well, if you can do that, it ain't like this is 82 games like basketball. You can go on a 2-3 game, 5-game losing streak, 6-game losing streak, and still bounce back because you got so many more games. Losing 2 games in a row in the NFL is hard. It's only 17. And you got the Chargers looking the way that they looking, and people don't look at you the same way. You know what I mean? But anyway, can they make the playoffs with Jake Browning being that guy? Talk to me.
I mean, okay. Listen. I'm gonna let you go because I have a hot take, bro.
No. I just went first twice in a row.
All right. So listen. I think they can make it without him. I think they can make it with Browning. I mean, he's serviceable, man. It's not like he go in there and it was damn near looking like it didn't matter if it was Joe Burrow there or him because he was out there slinging that bitch. And I know you seen that shit. Yeah, I know he was slinging that bitch. You know what I mean? It came down straight down drives. It looked like damn it. If no one knew if it was a neutral that did never seen football before and they were like, who's this guy? He looked like Joe Burrow out there. He looked like Joe Burrow out there. But let me tell you something, man. And you might think I just dislike this dude. It is what it is. But let me tell you something. He's had a bad injury history.
Yeah. For sure.
And he's been hurt in college, if I'm not mistaken. But we know he's been hurt in the NFL 2020.
Yes.
2023.
Yes, sir.
And this year. ACL. He had his wrist. I think a wrist injury.
Yep.
He's had knee problems. And now he has the turf toe. Somebody can just be injury prone. Kind of like just, some players, in the NBA, some dudes are just injured.
Yeah.
You got Joel Embiid. People just get hurt.
Yep.
And sometimes that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something what the Bengals should do right now, man.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you do it. You ain't. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. Don't you disrespect Joseph Burrow. Don't you do that. Don't do it. Come on, Jordan. Come on, dog. Go ahead.
Let me tell you something, man.
Let me turn him up.
I'm gonna tell you, if Browning has this team 8-1. Putting up numbers with that wide receiving core that he has. Let me ask you something. I'm being dead ass. Don't even fucking play. I'm being dead serious.
Oh shit.
Go ahead and go get some weapons from another team for Joe Burrow. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Dude's injured, man. Dude is injured too much, bro. I'm being dead serious, man. Put him on the block, bro. Put him on the block. And let me tell you something. If they're running away, having a great season with what they have, go get some stuff for Joe Burrow right now, man. He's injured too much, Big Mike. He's injured too much, bro. Even with a healthy Joe Burrow, they're playing the best that he's ever played in his life. They still can't make the playoffs, man. And yeah, you want to put defense, this defense, that, bro. We've both had teams where their defense hasn't been great, and you still getting dubs, man. So listen, it can't. If you have the best Joe Burrow and you still can't make the playoffs, you have a great wide receiving core, you have great weapons on the offensive side of the ball, and you have this quarterback comes in and still gives you, and you're putting up, and you're at an 8-1, 7-2, putting up great numbers. Listen, man, go get something for this man. He's injured too much, Big Mike. If he's not injured every other season, what are we talking about right now? You're paying him a lot of money to be on the field, not to be off the field. I'm sorry, I'm not talking about his talent. I'm not talking about his talent, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think they can make it. But my take is this, bro. Go ahead and go get a new quarterback, bro. And you have one, right? And you have one right now, man. You have one in Jake Browning right now, man. If Jake Browning continues to look like Joe Burrow out here, listen, man. And that's all I gotta say. I don't care. This is all I gotta say, man.
All right. So look. Okay. That right. First of all, right there, that is complete blasphemy. You're not getting rid of Joe fucking Burrow for Jake Browning. Now, listen. One thing we do know is this: when you come into to a game, you're game planning for Joe Burrow. You didn't game plan for Jake Browning. No. This is a universally known football thing. Everything changes. You remember how? First of all, the Jags defense is fucking horrible. Let's make that very clear. You remember how Jalen Hurts got hurt in week 11 last year? Week 16 on the 11th play against the Commanders. Kenny Pickett came in that motherfucker. Ooh, he threw a touchdown, drove downfield. Ooh, yeah! Well, they figured that shit out so fucking fast in Washington, nigga, and shut that shit the fuck down, and we lost the goddamn game. You feel what I'm saying? So, first of all, they're not going to be 8-1. You know what I mean? They might beat the Vikings. J.J. McCarthy's gone. He's going to be out for a minute. The Broncos, maybe they won't beat the Broncos. I doubt it. They might not be able to put up enough points. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to beat the Lions. They most definitely not going to beat the Packers. The Steelers, who knows? The Jets, maybe they can get them. You guys, so it's not going to be an 8-1 record. You know what I mean? He's a serviceable quarterback. He's 4-3 as a starter in his career. He can throw the ball, you know what I mean? Because, he's got a whole bunch of passing records in high school, but this ain't high school. This is the grown man league. You feel what I'm saying? So listen. If they are playing well,
if they 7-2, 7-2,
let's be realistic. Let's be realistic here. Okay, real quick. They 2-0 right now. Vikings
they can beat the Vikings. Yes.
Vikings to me, there's no DJ. 3-0, you know what I mean? I think because and Aaron Jones is out as well, you know what I mean? So they know they got Jordan Mason, but I think they might be able to get them. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So let's just call that 3-0. Broncos 3-1. Lions 3.
Whoa! You just put the Broncos just like that? 3-1.
Can I give you what I think? I'm giving you said you want to say 8-1, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so
7-2 as well. I said 7-2 as well.
Big one.
I said if they go 8-1, 7-2, that's why I said
2-0 right now. They'll be 3-0 get the Vikings, 3-1 Broncos, 3-2 Lions, 3-3 Packers. We already at 6 games. Steelers, maybe they'll get it together by then. You know what I mean? I'm calling the Steelers game on that one. You feel what I'm saying? We talking 3-4. And they got the Jets. You know what I'm saying? And then they got I don't think they're not gonna be 7-1, 7-2. They're not. You know what I mean? They got y'all, and they got the Bills, and then they got y'all. They got Ravens, Bills, Ravens. That's the 3-game losing streak right there. You know what I mean? And Joe Burrow is not gonna be back until December, middle of December. This is just in February. You feel what I'm saying? So I mean, and that's just the minimum time. That's not saying getting. That's just minimal time of recovery. That's not getting back on the field, running around. So we talk, and then you get the Dolphins, the Cardinals. They off to a good start. They won't beat the Cardinals if Joe Burrow's not there. And then with the Browns, the way you see the first game with Joe Burrow, the Browns are pests. On defense, I'm so glad they don't have no fucking good offense. I'm glad their offense is terrible because if they had a real offense, motherfuckers would be in trouble with the way they can hunt niggas on defense. Myles Garrett can take over games, but I don't think if they're playing well, you know what I'm saying? You're not about to just get rid of Joe Burrow. I would just say keep him in because one thing I never had a toe injury, but I know a guy that had turf toe when he was in school. He had a turf toe. Turf toe is bad, bro. That shit is bad, and he got ligament damage. That's your balance, all of that shit. I don't think they should rush Joe Burrow back, being that he does. It's always, besides the ACL, it's always a knick-knack injury. You know, your wrist, you know what I'm saying, your foot or your pinky or some shit like that harms you from throwing and playing a game of football, you know what I mean? But you're not going to get rid of him. You're not going to do that. But if the Bengals are playing well, I would say stick with Jake Browning. Do I think they can make the playoffs? I don't know. I just gave you a 3-game loser. I don't think so. I don't think so, bro. And you got to think it's still the same. So is he going to go out there? They got tape on him now. They got tape on him. You know what I mean? And they're going to continue to get tape on him. Is that defense going to step up and play better? Because the Jags walking up and down field on their ass too, and the Jags are not good. The Jags, they're not good, bro. They're not. You feel me? Do I think they can make the playoffs without him? I don't think so. No. But if they are playing well, you stick with them, and we'll see.
No, I appreciate that you at least say they should stick with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Joe Burrow is just
Yeah.
he's not exempt. He's not exempt. He's not like on like a Josh Allen or one of those guys. You know.
Well, the main reason I say that, Jordan, is because 3 months from MRI is December 15th. December 14th, they got y'all in Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the Dolphins after that. You know what I mean? You got the Dolphins, Bengals, Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns. That's the last 3 games of this. He's due to come back minimum 3 games before the last 3 games. And that's just if he can run, if he can plant and all of that. It wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I said that, man.
So you know when you said they game plan for him. So this is not coming from me. This is coming from their wide receivers. They said when you play against those players, those quarterbacks, he said they don't game plan for Joe Burrow. Like they game plan for Lamar. They game plan for Josh Allen. He said they don't game plan for Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? They game plan they do it more so on their on Chase and Higgins.
No, and listen, that may be true, but at the same time, you got to understand what Joe Burrow likes to do. So you are game planning for Joe Burrow. Yeah, you're going to look. They're the guys running the routes. You still going to try to take away what he likes to do best. Does he like rolling out left and throwing? Does he like rolling out right and throwing? You know what I mean? Try to take away the best because Joe Burrow can move. He can move and he can throw on a run. It's trying to take away the best thing that Joe Burrow has to offer. You feel what I'm saying? So in a sense, yeah, you could say, oh, obviously Lamar is a runner as well. So you got a game plan for what he likes to do in passing and running. So for sure, I'm with you on that. But you still got to know what Joe Burrow's strengths and weaknesses are. You don't go a week without putting a game plan in for a quarterback. It don't work.
No. I hear you. I hear you. You have to get like that means every quarterback in the league you game plan for
sure.
You want them to do.
They like that. Yeah,
100%. I'm just saying his is a lot more. It's a lot less. You're like, yo, he's in the pocket. You're like, okay, let's make it's like. You know he's going to pretty much throw that, even though he does run occasionally. And you know, just last year he went off for like a 50-yarder. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting there saying he's a bum or like he can't move.
Right.
Like he can move a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just saying it's just a different level of that with him. But for me, brother, before we go on to the next one, because I know we got to do this in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I can see them beating the Vikings, the Broncos. I don't see the Broncos as something where it's like automatically the Lions. We don't know what they're going to be at the time because they play the Ravens and they have a few other games. The Lions is a team where if you punch them in the mouth, nigga, they're it's like a glass jaw.
But Jordan, the Bengals ain't punching nobody, bro. They not going.
You're right, but the thing is, they can put points on the board though. They can put points on the board, man. They can put points on the board. Now, don't just talk about this couple games now. They got the pieces. They can put points on the board, bro. You know what I mean? So, and look at the Steelers, Jets, and Bears. That's a 3-win easy for me, bro.
Okay.
They can get those 3 wins. So if they get through if they get the Vikings, and they get through this stretch of Broncos, Lions, and Packers on a good way,
Man,
think about it.
oh, I'm calling it right now. I'm calling 2 3-game losing streaks. They're going to lose to the Broncos, the Lions, and the Packers. You know what I'm saying? And then another 3-game losing streak is Ravens, Bills, Ravens. That's 6 L's right there, dog. They're going to lose those games. They can
Okay,
prove me wrong, and they can prove me wrong, and I'll say, hey, I was wrong. Hey, they got the Broncos. They got the Lions. They did. Shit, stay with
But
Jake.
we'll analyze those things when it comes, and then
Yes,
we know
sir.
we have the pick, so we'll be able to pick on those. All right, let's do it.
Yes, sir. We would do that for sure. You know what I mean? It's crazy. We missed 2 weeks of these picks. You know what I mean? We missed the first 2 weeks of these picks. That's why we got a couple Monday night picks tonight. You know what I mean? We're gonna put them on our goddamn schedule. Try to get me a 3rd jersey when the season is over. You understand?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But moving on, sticking with the AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens defeated the Browns 41-17. Jordan, what are your thoughts on your Baltimore Ravens, my guy? What's your thoughts on that game? Talk to me.
Listen, I mean, because we don't have too much, I don't want to
Man,
really
do what you got to do, man. Say your thing, man. We know the game. We know the game. Come on to 7. We be all right. Come on, let's go.
So with the Ravens, I thought it was it was a decent game. I'm not going to sit there and act like we played amazingly well, because, I think that the defense, we definitely had issues on the defense. And I told you this one before, that we're terrible pass defense. It is what it is. It just is what it is. And at the end of the day, when teams sit there and they drop back and they pass on us, we are so terrible. On the back end, I don't know why we are so bad in the back end. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I think that we don't get pressure on the quarterback at all. When we try and rush with 4, we try and put pressure on with 4. It just doesn't work. I mean, I'm not going to put there and make it. The Browns, we going to leave, because the Browns, Flacco is like a statue down there. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't whatever. But during this game, man, you know, the Browns was talking a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? And they were talking, they're saying that it's easy it's not that difficult to stop Derrick Henry and all this. And I understand, like, sometimes I think they've always been a team that we've had issues with, even running the ball at times. So when we came into the game, Derrick Henry was getting a few stops, and it wasn't looking pretty in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing that I liked, and this is what I'm gonna take away from this game, is when we were up, I think it was like 20 something to 10. We didn't go and be we stopped we were still aggressive, right? Like, we were like, okay, we're gonna go and put more points on the board, and we ain't just gonna go out there and we're gonna run an I formation and give it to Derrick Henry and get stopped a couple times, and then make one passing play and then punt the ball. We were like, we're gonna get points on the board. And to be honest with you, Big Mike, I think that's a big thing for us, because we've been in situations plenty of times where we're up and we stop being aggressive and we give up leads. You know what I'm saying? That's on John Harbaugh. That's on Todd Monken. That's on Lamar Jackson. That's on our squad. You know what I mean? And that's something that we have to kind of where you have that, that thing where, where it's like, when we're up, you have that thing in you're feeling like, yo, we can still lose this game, like, because this has been happening to us a lot of times. That's in the back of our minds now, because it's a big thing. It's a big topic now, that the Ravens, they're a team. Yeah, they're nice. And they might be up 15, 20 points, but damn it, they're going to stop being aggressive, and they're going to stop being aggressive defensively, and they're going to go and they're going to be leaving get too many gaps, because they're doing a prevent, and they don't want to, it's just, when it's that you can be aggressive on the offensive and the defensive. We stopped being that, both sides, for whatever reason. I don't know. You know what I mean? And that was a good thing that about this game. Even though it was the Browns, I still want to see it. I still want to see it.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? So
I'm with
that
you
was
on
a
that.
good that was my takeaway from this. That's what I wanted to see, and that's what I got to see. So now the next game on Monday, though, we're not going to be able to do that. We can't go into the game where, if we're up 14 points and we're like, oh, the game is no. We got to beat the Detroit Lions like they got their ass beat in that last playoff game that they had.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So this is going to be a good test to see what's going to happen when we go up against Detroit. You feel what I'm saying? And so this is a good. I think that we defensively in the run game, we can stop the run to some degree, but we just can't get to the quarterback. And Jared Goff is not a player like Josh Allen, so I'm not really too worried about that. But
All right.
they have a decent offensive line, so we're gonna see what we going if we gonna put pressure on him, and see what because the Detroit Lions do have a good offense. They have a good offense. We gotta be honest now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, for my takeaway from that game was just seeing that we stayed aggressive when we were up, and that was the positive thing for me in that game. That's all. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? That
I'm with you when you say that. You know, what I mean, no matter, even though it's the Browns, you still want to see y'all, close the game. Be a stay.
yeah.
Don't we not giving up? I know they won 3 games. I don't gonna give a fuck. Step on everybody's necks until they cannot breathe anymore, and we go home and they recover throughout the week. We'll see y'all next year. You feel what I'm saying? I'm with you on that. But real quick, man, listen. I know you say y'all passing game sucks. You know what I mean? They had some quite long passing plays. 26 to Judy, 20. Harold Fenton is a dog, bro. You know what I mean? Harold Fenton, he is a dog. Me and Twan was talking about him when he was at Bowling Green. Twan, he told me about Harold Fenton. I hadn't known him yet. You know what I mean? I thought I had heard his name. You know what I mean? But he's a dog. 20 yards, 23, 12, and 18. You know what I mean? So I mean, you don't want that many big plays in the game, whether you catch it and running a rest or whether you're just getting past somebody and doing that. So, yeah, you want to get better at that. You know what I mean? But imagine holding a Baltimore Ravens a team to 45 yards rushing. That ain't even heard of. You know what I mean? This is why listen to me. My team ain't even in the AFC. You know what I mean? But I'm so glad the Browns do not have a great offense or a good offense. I'm glad. I'm glad they are so bad because if them niggas had a real offense, you know what I'm saying? They would be trouble for every team in the NFL because Myles Garrett is a game record, bro. He's a game record, dog. And they just that defense feeds off of Myles Garrett. He is to the Browns defense what TJ Watt is to the Steelers defense. You know what I'm saying? They won 3 games last year, bro. Without Myles Garrett, they'd have went 0-17. I'm calling that. I'm sorry because he has taken over games. And that game that y'all played yesterday, it was tight for a little while. It was tight. You know what I mean? As tight as that game was, I wouldn't expect it to be 41-17. I wasn't expecting that. You know what I mean? What also helped, I seen Roquan get the fumble, boom, take that joint back to the house. And also helped well. You know what I'm saying?
He had an amazing game, and I think he had like 15 tackles. Roquan had a great game.
Yeah, that's Roquan. 15 tackles and 8 solo. You know what I mean? That's Roquan. He gonna do that all day long. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I just, I know where the Browns' confidence come from. It's their confidence comes from to me, the defensive side of the football. I don't know why Jerry Jeudy talking about it ain't no issue. It ain't no problems going through, you know what I mean, the Ravens, secondary and shit like that. Hell, I mean, it ain't like he was out here 4 for 51. That's good. That's 12 yards a catch, but four catches? You had 8 targets. And I don't know if the other 4 was throwaways. I don't remember. You know what I mean? But if it's so easy, if it ain't hard, you need to do more than that. Doing all of that talking, you got Grant Delpit now. Grant and Delpit and them, they stood on business. Derrick Henry had 11 carries for 23 yards. I don't think I've ever seen that in his entire existence. From Alabama all the way to Tennessee to the Baltimore Ravens. I don't think I ever seen that. You know what I mean? I thought Derrick Henry was about to come out here and just get at least 75 to 100 yards of them niggas. You know what I mean? He did it last year. You feel what I mean? But they stood on business defensively in the run game part. But everything else, you know what I mean? So I get where they get their confidence from. There's the toughness on that side of the ball. You feel me? But Jerry, the offense, they don't need to be saying nothing. They don't need to be saying, y'all won 3 games last year, and you're off to an 0-2 start this year. But it ain't hard. I think it is hard. Very hard to go out there and get dubs. So I don't want to hear.
They're in a tough situation, though, Big Mike. They're in a tough situation because let me tell you something. The reason why they're in a tough situation is if you go and say, we're not going to play Joe Flacco anymore. We want to play Gabriel or Shador. Then you know you're going into the season and you're kind of like giving up on the season. So what are you telling the team? I know you're telling the team that, maybe these guys can make you you have a better chance at winning with Gabriel or Shador, right? But you're still kind of, I put it over there. But it's still like when you have a rookie quarterback coming in, like you're not gonna have the greatest. It's like you're kind of being like, okay, we're gonna accept this as a developing years. You know what I mean? And that could have a ripple effect on the team because you know what I'm saying. They're basically saying that, you're gonna have this gonna be a developing year for them because you're not gonna expect Gabriel or Shador to come out there and give you win you a bunch of games out there now, but because you've seen Joe Flacco do it in previous seasons, even when he got, when he was with the team that he was with last year. You know what I'm saying? The year before when he's just coming off the couch. So
Yeah.
that's a problem for me. That's a problem for me because when that maybe you can do it when week what 5, 6, depending on what's happening. So they're in a situation, in my opinion.
Listen, like I said, okay. So you said, what do you tell the team? Well, first of all, if you was gonna be thinking like that, why you draft him? That's number one. Why you draft him? You won 3 fucking games last year. This year, you wasn't going to be winning shit. No fucking way. Joe Flacco is not it. I said this already. I said this. Joe Flacco is not it. I said whoever performs better between Shador and Dylan Gabriel, you know what I'm saying? And whoever y'all feel is the best fit for y'all, put them in the fire. Put them in. You got 2 rookie quarterbacks behind an old-ass Joe Flacco. An old-ass Joe Flacco, bro. You're not going anywhere. Myles Garrett signed. He signed an extension. You think Joe Flacco is going to be the reason Jerry Jeudy say, I'm staying to Cleveland Brown? You think Joe Flacco is going to be the reason they say, David Njoku, I'm sticking around? Harold Fannin ain't got no choice. He a rookie. You think he don't have you know what I'm saying? Joe Flacco is not keeping nobody there. He not.
Derek will have to stay there now.
Well, he signed. They got him. He got a big bag. You feel me? So he wants to go. He wants to stay. Whether it's his family, his kids are there already in school, got friends, whatever his reason is for staying, he's there too. You feel me? So all of that shit over with, bro. Put those young dudes in the game. You wasn't going to win shit, no way. Why not get these dudes started now? Everybody has a first time in the NFL as a starter. You don't become a starter in the NFL or start a game until you become a starter. So what the fuck you gonna keep on doing? Well, listen, they're young. So you gonna go with Joe Flacco? Oh, it looked like they won 3 games last year. How many motherfucking they ain't beating y'all next time? You know what I'm saying? They're not. They're going to win under motherfucking 8 games, 7 games this year as well, bro. Put the young guns in there, man, and let the boys play. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. What we going to do, wait till they 0-5? For what? Put them niggas in now, man. That's all I got to say about that, man. That's all I got to say about that.
They're just going to tell them basically that they're giving up on the season. And that's going to be crazy.
Jordan, this season, it's not giving up. Joe, you're not going anywhere with Joe Flacco.
No, I know. Yeah, but you start off the season, but you don't know what's going to be happening, right? You don't know what's going to be happening.
Jordan, what's going to happen with the Browns? Tell me what's going. You just went through the bingo schedule. Tell me what's going to happen with the Browns. Tell me what's going to happen. You know ain't nothing going on, bro. Why are we? I said this to you before. This is not Aaron Rodgers coming in sitting behind Brett Favre. This is not Jordan Love coming in sitting behind 3 for Aaron Rodgers. This ain't that, bro. Joe Flacco is done. Joe Flacco should be in the quarterback room with the young quarterbacks and telling them what he sees, giving them his mentorship, because you ain't leading nobody no fucking where. It's time to put those guys in the game. We're not giving up on the season. What we're doing is moving forward. We're moving forward with our quarterbacks who we think is the future of our team. This motherfucker, he had his time, bro. It's over for Flacco. He just collecting a check, bro.
So even if he was better than them during their preseason, even if he was better than them in all the other things, I don't really care about the Browns, but I just gave you my viewpoint. You know what I mean? Right, let's get to these. Let's get to these picks first, because I have to take Ellen to.
Let's look. We got Monday Night Football tonight. You know what I mean? Who you got, dog? We got the 7 p.m. about to come on right now. We got the Bucks at the Texans, and we got the Chargers at the Raiders. Who you got, dog?
Okay, you already know I'm big. I'm the big show. I'm big show.
I got the Bucks. The Texans do not look good, and I'm taking the Chargers.
Who's on the Raiders? Is it Gino?
Ashton Genty, Gino,
Is it Gino?
your boy Gino, Brock.
I gotta go. I gotta go with my guy Gino. I gotta go with my guy Gino.
Okay, so you got we both got Bucks, and you got Chargers, and you got Raiders.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Real quick. I want to get this topic too. We can get up out of here, man. The Indianapolis Colts, they start their season 2-0 after a 29-28 game-winning field goal kick by Spencer Strader over the Broncos yesterday. Can you see the Colts finally getting back into the playoffs? Let me tell you something. Yes, I can see them getting back into the playoffs. Yes, because it's been 4 years since they've been there. The Texans are about to lose tonight. They're going to be 0-2. They got too many injuries going on offensively. Tank Dell, he's out of the lineup. Joe Mixon, he's not there as well. They got Nick Chubb, but he's coming off an injury as well. And they just don't look the same. You feel me? So that's going to be a tough year for them. You feel me? So I think they're going to go 0-2 tonight. The Titans are going to be 0-2. You got the Jags. What are they? 1-1, if I'm not mistaken. 1-1. 1-1. Colts are 2-0. They're at the top of the division. It's not looking like a good year for the Texans, which was the team I chose to pick to win the division. It's just not the way it's going right now. It just don't look good. They put up 9 points against the motherfucking Rams. You know what I mean? Not like 9 points. You know what I'm saying? It's just not looking good. And they're going to have the Bucks tonight. And I feel like they're going to lose this game. And with the Pacers playing, with the Colts playing the way that they're playing, I don't care what nobody say. Nobody thought Daniel Jones was going to play like this. Nobody. Daniel Jones is flat out balling. His career, to me, I know it's only 2 games, but his whole career in New York, I never seen him play like this in these 2 games, ever. So it seems to me his career so far has been resurrected. They got weapons out there, Donovan Mitchell, Ross, you know what I'm saying? Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce, and the best tight end in the country, Tyler Warren, Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. That O-line, the defense ain't no slouch either. They got a good team. And Daniel Jones is out there motherfucking balling. So if he's going to continue to put on this type of performances, not saying they got to be 300 yards every game. I'm not saying that, but really good performances, putting his team in position and scoring points and shit like that, and sticking with it even when you losing, playing hard and playing aggressive. Yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs because the Texans ain't looking too good. The Titans are not getting there, and the Jags, I don't believe in them at all anyway. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all went out there and lost to the fucking Jake Brown and them motherfucking Bengals, and let them walk up and down the field on you. You know what I'm saying? So
Brown is the second coming of Joe Burrow. Stop this.
Here you go. Here you go. You know what I mean? But like I said, you went out there and lost that game. The Jags ain't hitting on nothing. They ain't hitting on nothing. The Jags, the Titans, and the Texans, this is not it. I think the Colts will come. I think the Colts starting out 2-0, they'll win this division. And you talk about schedules, they got a favorable schedule too, Playboy. They got a favorable schedule. Real talk. They could come out here and really, if they play the way that they play, they could come out here damn near 7-1. That shit you were saying about Jake Browning and shit, the Colts could come out here and do the same thing. You know what I mean? If we look at their schedule real quick, they got the Titans next week. Then they got the Rams. They got the Raiders, then the Cardinals, the Chargers, Titans again, the Steelers, Falcons, Chiefs, Texans. You just mentioned the Chiefs, you know what I mean, how they was looking and shit like that. The Jags, Seahawks, Niners. The coach will make the playoffs as long as Daniel Jones keep doing what he doing. As long as he healthy and doing what he doing, they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be back in there for sure. I said they wouldn't make the playoffs because I didn't think we never seen Daniel Jones play like this. You know what I mean?
So you thought Anthony Richardson was going to be in there anyway, right?
No, hell no. I was telling motherfuckers.
No. I was saying like that's what was going to be happening. Whether or not we wanted to, but then now that he's not there, Daniel Jones has been mad serviceable.
This is what I said from the get-go. I said Daniel Jones was coming to. He didn't get signed to come be a backup. He signed because they not sold on Anthony Richardson. I said he gonna win the job. He's much better than Anthony Richardson. Better decision maker. Better thrower the football. He's going to win that job, and he's coming to start. All the Colts fans like E and other guys, you just hating. You just want to see Anthony Richardson fail. You just don't want. No.
Now they're happy as hell.
And now I said, bro, he's better. He's better than Anthony Richardson. He makes better decisions. All that shit I just said, make better decisions. He's a better thrower. All of that type of shit. Anthony Richardson can't put a drive together like that. He can't throw as good as Daniel Jones. And we're not saying Daniel Jones is motherfucking Peyton Manning. but he can throw. You know what I'm saying? He can throw. He was in New York, bro. New York ain't got shit to offer. They don't have shit to offer in New York. And he put together some good games there, some wins, you know what I mean? Like, oh, shit, you know what I mean? But he got a better team now, better O-line, better weapons, better defense. You know what I'm saying? So, look, I wasn't expecting him to play like this, but if he going to play like this, they'll be in there. But like as I mentioned, they all screaming, jumping up and down 2-0 now. Like they wasn't just shitting on the decision for them to start Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson. They was just shitting on that decision. Hey, look, he want to call fake sports guy and shit like that. The same fake sports guy, you jumping up and down 2-0 off what I said, nigga. And now he was talking about it. You don't know what you're talking about. Anthony Richardson should be starting. He was calling for Shane Steichen's job. Shane Steichen should be fired immediately. I said, well, you crazy in your damn head for that. You out your goddamn mind. You know what I mean? So, like I said they wasn't going to make the playoffs. But if he going to do this, oh, yeah, they'd be in there for sure. For damn sure. Because that division, the Texans on down, they ain't hitting on nothing. This ain't it. So, that's where I'm at with that, dog. Shout out to the coach. They doing their thing, man, for sure. Can't hate.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, listen, man, for y'all to watch the show today, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in. You know what I mean? We got the Bucks about to start right now. Bucks, what they got? God damn it, we just said it. The Bucks at the damn the Texans, and then we got Chargers at the Raiders. You know what I mean? 2 great games tonight. Make sure you lock in. We'll holler at y'all next time we holler at y'all. That's our show for the day, and we gone.
All right.